Ms. Rivers, you ready? This is position 1 on our calendar, State versus Philip Johnson, 24 SC 004-947. Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
Sorry.
That's all right. I know you've been stuck back there for a while.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Rios tells me you're ready to enter a plea.
Yes, sir. Guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, well, we're going to work through it question by question. Ms. Davis is going to put you under oath in just a moment.
Okay.
Listen carefully to her questions and let me know if you ever have a question. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, Mr. Johnson, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you shall give before this court today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. All right, yes, ma'am. My bad.
Okay. Please state your true and correct legal name.
Phil Bryce Johnson, 1584, born in Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up in Marietta.
You gotta slow down and just answer questions. She trying to take it out.
Okay, my bad.
Okay. And what was your middle name? You said so.
Bryce, ROSS.
Okay, understood. At this time, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Is there any medication that you normally take but have not been given today?
No, ma'am.
How old are you and how far have you
I'm
gone?
41.
And how far have you gone in school?
10th grade.
Where did you attend high school?
Pope High School in Marietta.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that you're charged with the following offenses? An indictment 24 SC 004-947, terroristic threats, and public drunk.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Ms. Rios, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No.
Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes.
Attorney Rios, do you waive formal reading of the indictment and any and all defects therein for the purposes of this plea?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, do you remember having been arrested on these charges?
Yeah.
Judge, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Attorney Rios, are you aware of any outstanding warrants?
No.
Mr. Johnson, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge to which you're pleading today?
Yes, ma'am.
For terroristic threats, it's 1 to 5 years, and for public drunk, it's 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you understand that today you're entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means the state will recommend a sentence to the court?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just ready to get the program.
Do you understand the court is not required to accept the state's recommended sentence?
Yeah.
Do you understand the court has the right to sentence you to the maximum possible sentence on each charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there are multiple charges to which you are pleading guilty today, and the court has a right to run those sentences consecutively or one after the other?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as other jurisdictions, including in federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, a guilty plea conviction will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation just like a conviction at trial would? And that is true regardless of any advice given to you by your attorney or anyone else.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm or use a firearm in a crime, you'll be guilty of a felony which may carry a sentence from 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, make sure you
Do you understand there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following trial?
Yes.
For example, your guilty plea may affect the right to vote, to hold public office, to serve on a jury, to obtain a passport, or to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury,
Yes.
the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes.
the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes.
the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of the case,
Yes.
the right to the presumption of innocence,
Yes.
the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence,
Yes.
The right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence.
Yes.
The right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
The right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial.
Yes.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for the felony charge and 12 months from today for the misdemeanor charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charges in Indictment 24 SC 004947 to terroristic threats and public drunk?
Plead guilty.
Has anyone forced you, threatened you, or promised you anything to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Is there a guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with the full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yeah.
All right. Judge, we believe that if this case were to go to trial, that the record would show that on July 17th, 2024, at about 8 o'clock in the morning, an officer responded to 9700 Medlock Bridge Road in reference to a disorderly person. Hold on, I'm sorry. My computer is loading up, Judge, but I just need one moment, I'm sorry. So I don't believe that the correct address. Okay, I'm sorry, Judge, but it was on July 17, 2024, that an officer encountered the defendant at State Bridge Road in Johns Creek, Georgia, in Fulton County. And that the officer encountered him because he was initially crossed a roadwalk, but not in the roadwalk, advised him to do so. He didn't. He attempted to issue a ticket to the defendant, and he became kind of boisterous. They took him to custody, and then at that time, the defendant made threats to kill the officer. They also smelled the distinct smell of alcohol on his presence, so that's why he was charged with terroristic threats and public drunk.
When you say a road walk, is that the same as a crosswalk?
Yes, Judge. I'm sorry,
Okay.
crosswalk.
No, I did that maybe that was just another local term for it. So he basically jaywalked. That got the attention of the officer. It went downhill from there.
Yes, and yes, from the video, the officer just asked him to use the crosswalk, and when he didn't, that's when they got engaged.
Okay. Understood. And it looks like Mr. Johnson's been in custody for a while. Was it an FTA, bench warrant, not a probation issue?
It was a bench warrant, but we didn't want it until we found housing. Oh, no.
It's all good. No, but there's not a probation issue we're working through.
No,
It was
I
just
don't
a
believe
missed
so.
court date and you've been looking for a program for
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Howard, how many cycles do you have for Mr. Johnson and how many felony convictions?
Got 30. On probation, out of Gwinnett, first offender. Yes, for ag assault. I don't see any other felony convictions, but he did have a 2024 misdemeanor terroristic threat conviction.
Okay. You said 30-something cycles?
30.
30. Okay, thank you. Ms. Simpson, do you have Mr. Johnson in the system as being on probation?
That expires in October of this year.
Okay, almost done. All right, Ms. Rios.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson is 41 years old. Majority of his life, he's been working with scrap metals and to make engines for cars and trucks. He doesn't have any children, and he went up to the 10th grade. We did get him into a Better Way Ministries, so he'll be getting services for his longstanding alcohol abuse issues. And I've already provided the acceptance letter and the transport order to the court. I was hoping that you accept the plea as negotiated.
Okay. Senoia, is that something the sheriff will get someone to? Senoia is not super close. Okay.
That's the.
But just thinking about the transport order. We'll find out.
Okay.
Have you had clients go to Better Way?
I thought so.
Okay.
So
I know we've used it before. I just was thinking through, because I was going to ask Mr. Johnson, do you know where Senoia is?
No, sir.
Okay, it's not in Gwinnett County.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's a little further away, which is good. I just want you to know if you have friends or family in Gwinnett, you're going to be a little further away than that because you're going to be focused on recovery.
I'm just going to get the program right, get it done, get it over with.
Okay, got it. Do you have any questions about anything we said?
No.
Okay. Well, Mr. Johnson, I find there's a factual basis for your plea. And it was about 2 years ago, no, just last year, just about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, you were up in Johns Creek and you were not in good shape. And you got into it with the officer. So I find there's a factual basis. I also find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. Voluntary means no one's forcing you to enter this plea. You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
And knowing means you've understood the things we talked about.
Yes, sir.
You agree with that? All right. I'm sentencing you pursuant to the Probation Options Management Act, which means that while you're on probation, if you have a minor infraction, you and probation will deal with that. But if you get arrested for something, if you get kicked out of Better Way Ministries, or you just quit, that comes back to me as a violation.
Yes.
Ms. Rios, can someone in my office sign the indictment on your behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Johnson, is it okay if we electronically sign the indictment on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll do that. I'm going to sentence you on count one to
All right, let's talk about that. This sentencing hearing for Philip Ross Johnson wrapped up his earlier guilty plea with a balanced, structured outcome one that emphasized rehabilitation over punishment, but still carried clear expectations. Johnson, age 41, pled guilty to making terroristic threats and public drunkenness after a July 2024 incident in Johns Creek. And yes, this all started with some jaywalking. An officer asked Johnson to cross at the proper spot. Things escalated, and Johnson ended up arrested after allegedly threatening to kill the officer and showing clear signs of intoxication. What followed was a thoughtful courtroom process, one that acknowledged his past but also gave him a serious shot at change Mr. Johnson had no shortage of legal history, 30 prior arrest cycles, and a previous misdemeanor terrorist threats conviction from earlier that same year. Still, this wasn't about burying someone in jail time. The judge, defense attorney Ms. Rios, and prosecutor Ms. Davis all moved toward a solution: get Mr. Johnson into treatment. Ms. Rios came to court prepared with documentation from Better Way Ministries, a residential program designed to address long-term addiction issues. The judge took the time to confirm that Johnson understood where he was going, Senoia, Georgia, and how far that was from Gwinnett County. And Mr. Johnson? He kept it short and sincere. Get the program, get it done, get it over with. The judge ultimately sentenced Johnson under Georgia's Probation Options Management Act. That means if Johnson messes up with minor infractions, probation handles it. But if he leaves the rehab program, gets arrested, or stops showing up, it's coming back to court as a violation. The terms were clear, the tone was respectful, and the judge ensured Johnson understood what was on the line. There was no harshness, just accountability. And Johnson, to his credit, showed none of the bluster from that July incident. He was quiet, compliant, and most importantly, ready for the next step. This hearing was a textbook example of how the justice system can balance consequences with compassion. The court didn't excuse Johnson's behavior, but it also didn't pretend like locking him up without addressing the root issue alcohol was going to help anyone. It was structured, human, and gave Mr. Johnson exactly what he needs, a chance to get better. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one,